Hi everybody. Alright, this is going to be a funny video. In this video, as I mentioned in the last video, so I'd stopped working on the fly LED lights for a bit and switched over to taking care of some fuel lines. So there's two fuel lines for every wing that we're making. One is the send line from the bottom of the tank down to the engine, and then the return line from the fuselage back to the top of the tank. Right, because this is a closed loop fuel rail, just like a car, and with the electronic injectors just sipping out the fuel whenever it needs it from the continuously passing stream of delicious goat juice. Now, here's the ironic part. Naturally, the plans have exact dimensions for the sender line, but because there's no real mention of the return line, even though it's sort of plumbed for you and there's a location for all of that, there's no plans on how to actually make one of those that fit. But that's fine. We're going to get into that mess later. And here, you're just going to watch me try to build the same line like 10 times. So, let me continue where I was in the last video. So we're talking about creating the fuel lines. Van sends you 3003 3/8 inch aluminum tubing. That's 3003 aluminum, which is called, by its trademark name, is Versatube. And then you can use that to make your fuel lines. If you don't want to use that, okay. So I'm using 5052, and it's good, but it's a much stiffer metal. It's stronger, which is great. It'll withstand more dings and ows, but it's not very forgiving. You have to have it lined up perfect the first time, as there is, like I said, there is no give. And while that is good, it is also bad. And I will say that I am very glad when I start making the smaller fuel lines for the return that I kept the 8-foot roll of Versatube that Vans had sent with the finishing kit, and I'm using those. And I use about all 8 feet just to make a 4-inch line, but you'll see all that later. As you can see, I've got the super fancy flare tube out. It's not actually mine. That's the club's mechanic. That's Matthew's. But it's great. That makes the exact perfect flare and doesn't distort the metal in any way. So at least the nice thing about doing these, so again, the main sender line, it's basically an S-curve. There's 2 turns in it, but one's actually a 3-dimensional turn. You know, after doing 2 turns immediately, if this is even going to be close to working. And that's nice, because at that point you can just simply throw that one away and cut another 8-inch piece. Because you need about 8 inches of tubing to create one try at it. And at that point, I was so tired of making crappy ones that I just quit, and now I'm actually so desperate that I'm working on the wiring. You are in for a treat. Heather has come among us. She has graced us with her presence and is doing a little inspection of the plane. It's nice to get her out here every once in a while. Come see whatever horror show her midlife crisis husband is working on. Alright, so yeah, it's wiring time. Both wings have a big old honking set of wires, and thankfully, most of this goes off without a hitch. The only real pain in the butt's going to be on the other wing, because there were some short wires and we have to do a little splicing, but that's it. Alright, in the next video, more. So thank you for joining me. See you soon.